All right, the purpose of this video is to go over a few pieces of equipment that we're going to be using during practices and pieces of equipment that you may want to buy to have at your house. So when you're working out with your own son individually in your front yard or down here at the baseball fields or at the park, it's a few pieces of equipment that you're going to find pretty handy. First and foremost is the tee, probably the most important piece of all this. This particular one's made by Jugs. I believe it's like $80, $90. Now you definitely get what you pay for when it comes to a tee. A $30, $40 tee is not going to have a big heavy base like this. That's important because every time your kid's swinging, it's just going to knock the tee over. Another cool feature about these high-end tees is it's built on a piston system, so you can raise that up as high as you want and it stays right there. As soon as the bat keeps whacking it, it's going to stay at this perfect height. It's not going to move up and down. But really great investment. You're going to use that a lot. You're going to see throughout some of these drills that we're going to go over. We're going to use tees a lot. Tee work is a very important part of learning how to hit and develop hitting. Second piece of equipment is some sort of net like this. This is handy, just saves you a lot of time from chasing baseballs. If you're doing tee work, if you're able to hit balls into that tee, you can pick them up quicker, ready to do it. You can also use this for pitching, for throwing, things like that. These nets run anywhere from 60 to 80 up towards $100. You can get them in 5, 6, 7 footers, but pretty easy to set up. Takes just a couple minutes, but another pretty handy piece of equipment to have to make your time efficient when you're out there working with your son. A few other pieces of equipment that we use, these bats. This first bat we use is called the Insider bat. It's about $50. It's specifically made by this company called Insider Bat. It's really designed for hand work with the boys, keeping the hands behind the barrel of the bat, keeping their elbows in tight. We do a lot of tee work with this bat. The other bat is just a cheap little, they call this a front hand bat. Specifically, this bat's made just for that. You can actually, if you have an old T-ball bat or something in your yard, in your house, you can use that. Just have your son choke up on the handle a little bit, and you can do the same thing. But this is working on that front arm, driving that front shoulder, ripping that elbow, snapping the wrist, things like that. The last bat we use is just this little skilz bat. It's just a little skinny bat. You can use a broomstick. If you have an old broomstick, cut it down to about 30 inches. Put some tape around the handle. This is going to be a lightweight bat. This is going to be when we work on hand-eye coordination. We're going to use that in conjunction with these small practice balls. And when it comes to practice balls, several different types we use. Obviously, we just have cheap wiffle balls. These are the same size as baseballs. You can get these for probably $10 a dozen. These do crack eventually over time. They're not as durable, as these skilz wiffle balls we use. They're about twice as much, so they're going to last a little bit longer. The second group of balls we use are just some practice golf balls that I bought. They're plastic wiffle balls, pretty cheap, and we use that in coordination when we're doing hand-eye coordination stuff with this little skinny bat. The last couple baseballs we use are these flight restricted balls, or we call them heavy balls at practice. They're just kind of a rubber ball that's filled with sand, so they're pretty heavy. We can use these for some pitching stuff to stretch out arms. We can also use it for some hitting drills as far as extension through the ball, powering through the ball, different things like that. But just some equipment that we're going to use that you'll see in some videos coming up.